Okay, have a seat, class. Today, we're going to discuss some table etiquette, table behavior, how to behave, all right? Now, I know you guys got attitudes and all this stuff, and so it's like, I do what I do, I feel what I feel, but when you're at the table, it's not just about you, it's other people too. They work hard for their money, right? So, let's say you're at a table, you get a hot shooter, everybody's making money, everybody's happy. And you get that guy that comes in, right? And he throws his money on the table, pulled out some cash, threw the dollar bills, the paper on the table, and it slows the game down. It stops everything. And then the deal takes the cash and he converts it to chip. And then the guy places his bet, right? No consideration for other players nor the shooter. You know what happened when you get a dice mechanic on the table? He gets pissed. He'll turn his bets off and he'll roll the 7. And he'll take away your money and everybody else's money for the house. Why? Because frankly, my dear, he doesn't give a damn. Because he can make money anytime he wants. You're just riding his coattail. And you're going along for the ride. And what happened? You just pissed him off. So he opened the door and hit the ejection seat. Right? Yeah, everybody's pissed about it. And he's like, why did the guy do that and everything? Well, you just screwed up his game. You got him out of his zone. Right? The other thing they would do is they would continue rolling. Make 2 or 3 good rolls again. And you're saying, all right, this guy's good. He's rolling wild. He's still hot. I'm going to press my bet. I'm going to keep riding. Right? Not being concerned, not knowing what's inside his mind. He's just taking you along for the ride. And then when you have enough money on the table, he'll 7 out intentionally. Then you're fucking pissed and you're walking away and saying, man, I lost all my money. Whose fault is that? It's not his fault. It's your fault. Because you have no respect for other people. All right? So let's have some respect for other people, especially the shooter. If he's on a roll and the table's hot and everything, and you're standing there, don't throw the paper on the table. You already missed the boat, all right? Wait for the bus. Okay? Hear what I'm saying? If you're catching the tail end of a hot shooter, don't throw paper on the table. You already missed the bus. Wait for the boat, okay? If you already missed the boat, wait for the bus. If you missed the boat and the bus, then take the freaking train. Okay? Now, if he's hot and you already have chip and he's setting up already, he's make contact with the dice and you're at the other side of the table, the side that he's throwing the dice to, don't put the chip on the table. That would distract him, right? Because the movement's there, right? Just call out the number, the amount of bet, and the deal will say bet or no bet. All right. Same thing if you're on the same side of the shooter. Okay. If he's already setting the dice and he's making contact with the dice, just call out the bet, call out the number. All right. Show the chip, call out the bet, call the number. All right. It's a verbal game. You don't have to place the bet on the table. Just call it out. The dealer's there to take your money. They're there to say bet or no bet. All right? 95% of the time, they always say bet because they know you're going to lose. So they want it. Now, you're standing at a table and everything and start talking and stuff. And somebody new comes to the table and want to learn how to play crap. And it's somebody you know and things like that, and you feel like talking, right? The best thing you could do is say, oh, just ask the dealer. They'll explain the game to you and everything, right? But then the dealer's going to want that person to put money on the table to go through. And he doesn't want to do that because he don't know, right? You want to take the car for a test drive first and kick the tires before you buy it. So if you don't want to tell him to tell the dealer, then this is the easiest way to explain it to newbies, right? You say, have you played Monopolies? You know how Monopoly works, right? Okay, here we go. 6-8 is oceanfront, lake view, right? That's a place, the property everybody wants to be in because it's a nice place. Oceanfront, lake view, right? 6 and 8 pays the most come out, right? 5, 9 is suburbia. Nothing so much is happening out there, right? Hard to hit. That's why they pay you a little bit more. It's nice and quiet, right? 4 and 10 is like the ghetto, okay? 4 and 10 is the ghetto. They pay you a lot more because nobody want to live there. You know what I'm saying? Everyone want to get out of the ghetto because bad shit happens in the ghetto. It's hard to hit, so that's why they pay you more. They entice you to want to go and live in the ghetto, all right? And all that other stuff over here that's in front of the stick, all that number, that's like California, right? Earthquake, fire, mudslide, torrential rain, right? One hit wonder, and you're done. Stay away from that for newbies. The feel is like timeshare, you know? Equal money, but the best bet for them is the box number. Best place for them, oceanfront, lake view, where they can enjoy the scenery and the best hit. Suburbia is okay, you know. They pay you a little bit more, but not a lot of actions happening there. The ghettos are the worst. All right, 4 and 10, that's why they pay you double. But nobody really want to live in the ghetto if they can't. Okay, so that's how I explain to newbies. It's like Monopoly, right? You pick your property. Let's say you pick oceanfront, lake view, right? Then you pick the suburbia. Then you pick the ghetto. Now you got properties in all these locations. If you press up, you're pressing up the oceanfront lake view because that's make you the most money. So you became from a house to a motel. Then you press it from the motel to the hotel. Then you got to chain the hotel, right? But you don't want to press the ghetto because your house doesn't keep falling apart. Now, when you load up all your properties, you got oceanfront, lake view, suburbia, and ghetto. You got a motel. Your motel's upgraded to a hotel, right? Then you upgrade that to a chain of hotel, okay? Now, when the buttons are off, great. That doesn't work. Doesn't worry about it, right? When the button comes on, here's my on button, right? When the button comes on, now all your property owners are under pressure, all right? We don't really care. We're under pressure. We're still getting paid because every roll of the dice, we get paid when they land on our property. Just like in Monopoly, when you roll the dice, you land on somebody's property, you got to pay them rent, right? You can't stay there for free. Same thing like these property. You're an investor. You invest in oceanfront, lakeview, or the suburbia or the ghetto property, right? Now, the button's on. If you roll a 7, that's like the state coming in and repoing all your property. Why? Because you're a slumlord. And the state doesn't like slumlord, right? But when the buttons are off, the state doesn't have the power to come and repo your property, right? But when that button's on and you roll the 7, all your property, everybody's property on the table get repo because we're slumlord. And why are we slumlords? Because we don't want to put any money to upgrade the property because we want to take the money and pocket it to ourselves, okay? So that's why you need to practice. You need to be consistent. You need to be able to push the 7 away from your property, not to give the power of the 7 to the state to come in and repo your property. You want to keep your property. That's why I'm saying it's not about hitting the point. It's about maintaining the dice as long as you can, right? So the longer you have control of the dice, the more chances you are to collect rent from all these properties, all right? And if you know your math, you know your SOR, you can avoid the state coming in and repoing your property into foreclosure because you know you're a slumlord and they know you're a slumlord as well. Okay? So learn your etiquette. Now, when I'm on a table and I'm shooting and I'm playing and everything, and the guy throws paper on the table, right? I'm pretty pissed, you know? It's like you're disrespecting me, dude. I'm trying to make money for you. You're disrespecting me. So what I do, I shut my bets off and I intentionally 7 out. Yeah, I'm that guy. So when you see a dice mechanic shuts his bets off, you do the same thing, all right? You shut yours off too, because chances are, after a couple roll, you're gonna lose it. So be etiquette, be respectful for other players, especially the shooter, right? Use your voice. Now, if you're at a table and the table's hot and the shooter's going on and everything, and he made his point and the button's off, that's the time that you can put the paper on the table and change for chips so you can play, right? But don't put paper on the table when the buttons are on and the dealers are making payment to other people and everything, right? Because that's one of the pet peeves that I have, and I'm pretty sure other dice mechanic has that too, or dice setter, or even the average player. You know, the random roll, he get pissed on that too. But those guys doesn't have the power to sabotage you, but the dice mechanic does. All right. So wait until the buttons are off on his roll, then put your paper on the table and exchange it for a chip. Little common sense, you know. You don't go to a movie theater, start screaming, laughing, talking when everybody's trying to watch a movie, right? Somebody might just get up and start shooting you. So be mindful, be respectful, know your environment, okay? And don't forget to show up for practice. And like I said, whatever works, you keep. Whatever you don't work, you throw away. But the only way they know that is you put it together yourself. Okay? Practice makes perfect, but practice perfectly. Knowledge is power. Absolute knowledge is absolute power. Take care.